Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
It's going to snow on Saturday, but let's talk some spring football. Welcome to the LEO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Braggley, Braggley. I am without my what I would have considered trusty co-host, Brandon. He is gone. We don't know where he's at. He might be back in a couple weeks. He might not be. We'll see. But you can find him on Twitter. It's at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. But backing me up, pushing from the back, is producer Seth. And if you haven't done it already, you should block him on Twitter. It's at SayTop5, SETAH5. What's up, Setho?
Toot. Let's keep this train rolling. Of course he just bails on us in the doldrums of spring.
Right. This is fun time, though.
Right.
This is fun time. We've got press conferences. We've got highlight videos from spring practice.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes. This is time to talk some depth chart. Buckle up, boys and girls. It's time to talk some spring football. Here we go. All right. We are going to get this terribly wrong, I'm sure, but we're going to try our best. We are going to give what we would consider probably the two deep, talk a little bit about some of these players, maybe not all of them, and just go through the offense with you guys here a little bit. If you're not familiar, we took a stab at what we think is going to be the two deep on the offense, and then we'll talk defense next week, but we will get that preview at the end of the pod. So let's start on with the, what do they call them? The hog mollies, the big boys up front. The weak point, I would say, of the offense last year. Maybe there were quite a few weak points across the board, injuries notwithstanding. So let's talk about the offensive line. Cool. Let's start in the middle. We'll start with some people that we know are going to I would assume, step right in and take their positions. Both tackles are pretty much shoe-ins, I would assume. I would actually flip what a lot of people are talking. I would think Matt Bedford starts at the left tackle, Luke Haggard at the right tackle, and then Zach Carpenter at center.
Yeah, so regarding the tackle situation, I know it was a little bit screwed up last year because of Penix being a left-hander. They tend to rotate those tackles so that the right tackle ends up being the strong side tackle, or the blind side tackle at that point. So yeah, I've seen both of them play both positions.
Yeah.
I'm kind of indifferent about who plays which side, but certainly if we're having a right-handed quarterback, you definitely put the stronger blocker on the left side.
Bedford's best season was his freshman. I would think, man, maybe some of his sophomore year too, but his freshman season when he stepped in for Coy Cronk during the UConn game. I believe it was the UConn game where Cronk, I think, destroyed his leg. And then unknown Matt Bedford steps in. Well, highly touted recruit, but we haven't seen him play yet. Steps in and was great the rest of the season at left tackle. I think that's his best position. We saw him not be as consistent when we just kept moving him around everywhere. Luke Haggard, experienced, good transfer. I think he can play either side and be halfway decent. That's all we really need. And then Zach Carpenter, I think, is pretty much a shoe-in at center. Is he great? Don't know. But Cameron Knight would back him up. But Zach Carpenter, I think, is going to walk right in. Now, the guard positions are interesting. You've got experience with Mike Kadick, and you've got Tim Weaver that could play the other guard. Vinny Fiacable. Do you want to give it a stab? I think I'm just going with Fiacable.
Go for it.
Fiacable. There you go. And Damon Moore, DJ Moore, the true freshman out of Fort Wayne. I think he's got a shot to start. I'm going to say that.
I think if there is even a close proximity between DJ Moore and Tim Weaver, don't you have to throw in the freshman? Don't you have to season him up and see if he can take it? And then if he can't, you can always go to the more experienced guy, redshirt, develop all that route. But damn, I want to. I mean, he's the one kind of offensive line gem you guys have coming in.
Yeah,
and I want to see what he's capable of, and prove that he can't play right away, if at all possible.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Sales is still there at one of the tackle positions, but I think he's going to sit one more year before he hops in. Out of Brownsburg, very highly touted tackle out of Brownsburg, Indiana. But yeah, I think Damon Moore can give either guy a shot, Tim Weaver or Matt Kadick, a run for their money. And as we'll talk a little bit later on when we talk about quarterbacks, I think it's more beneficial on the offensive line to have actual competition than there is at any of the skill positions. Maybe outside of wide receiver, well, just I guess really at running or quarterback is what I was talking about. So competition at quarterback is not great, not in my opinion. So yeah, on the offensive line, let's have as much competition as we can. I think Fiacable has a decent shot at getting in there too, but I think Tim Weaver's pretty well established and should walk right into a spot too. But I guess if we're giving it right now, I would think left to right, we're going Bedford, Weaver, Carpenter, Kadick, and Haggard. Unless Damon Moore can step in, DJ Moore, sorry, can step in and take one of the spots. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I'd probably say that's probably your safest bet. And I think the one thing, especially missing out on this last year, was the rotations really infuriated me. And again, I'm not a fan, so I don't have any buy-in here. But still, when you watch a team week in and week out, and even drive in and drive out, and they're constantly swapping in players, it's kind of infuriating because you want the line to gel as a cohesive unit, and the only way you can do that is through just constant reps. And so barring injury, you'd really like to see the kind of the 5 they pick in August be the same 5 that are out there in December.
Yeah.
Or I should say November. You guys, I mean, you're hoping for January, whatever, but
yes. Barring, we'll take December. Based on last year, we'll take a December game. Okay. Let's move on away from the offensive line. We'll get to the skill positions now. I think probably the easiest one to call. I would say the easiest one to call across the board outside of maybe the slot receiver position is the tight end position. There's only really one that's going to bring any sort of major playing time with him, and that's AJ Barner is going to step right in. I thought he showed some big flashes last year, and I think he's going to be ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I definitely think he might be a little bit undersized. I'd like to see how he bulks up in the offseason. I haven't seen much spring tape on him. The only question I have about him really is, can he set an edge in the run game? Is that something he can help with? The good news is you do have Aaron Steinfeld behind him, who is kind of an oversized tight end, kind of an undersized lineman, so to speak. Again, I think I've told the story before. I've watched him play basketball a few times. He's he's athletic, big guy. So if he's somebody who you can kind of do tight end by committee. So if you can use Barner in the passing game, use Steinfeld a little bit more in the run game, mix that up. There's nothing really there behind that, which is a little bit scary. But at least between those two players, you think you have some chess pieces you can play with.
Sure. And it's pretty cool to see this. I feel like we haven't maybe had this kind of a lineup of tight ends and maybe ever. Don't forget about James Bamba transferring in from Miami, 6'6", 246. AJ Barner's listed at 6'6", 251, by the way, the heaviest of all of the tight ends. Then you've got the 2 true freshmen, Brady Foley, very highly touted recruit, former Tennessee commit, out of Cincinnati, Ohio. You've also got Ryan Miller out of Chagrin Falls, Ohio, both of them 6'6", 241 or 221 for Ryan Miller, which is very skinny. Add some weight in the weight room pretty quick. And then Brody Foley, should step right in and have a pretty decent shot, I would think, at making maybe the two deep, or at least pushing Aaron Steinfeld for some sort of playing time, maybe in some of the non-conference games, just to see what he can do. So tight end position, I would say, is definitely AJ Barner's to lose, but has some decent young talent behind him. Steinfeld, a redshirt freshman, and both Foley and Miller freshmen, as well as James Bamba, a redshirt freshman. So quite pretty deep, but very young at the tight end position. Kind of the opposite here at the wide receiver spot, and a pretty big surprise, at least what Brandon and I talked about. Was that last week where we lost our mind on Cam Camper? Is Cam Camper. I think he's going to be wide receiver 1. The 6'2" transfer from junior college out of Texas, showing some big time flashes in spring practice, getting up, getting the ball, high pointing it, good route running, quick feet, good speed. And then you've got two very experienced guys and probably one of my favorite players on the team. You've got Emory Simmons should slot into wide receiver 2, and then you would expect DJ Matthews, obviously, to walk right into the slot, barring any sort of setback from his injury.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think behind them, you have, I know you've been high at different times on Swinton and MHB, but the production and consistency hasn't really been there. I think all the hope and promise in the world rests and resides on the shoulders of Omar Cooper. If he can find, again, I hate to be beating a drum here, but if as a freshman, if he's a guy who can get on the field, prove that you can't play before we take you out. Yeah. I think he's the kind of guy who, probably is a 3, maybe a 4-year guy. So you want to get him on the field and start burning through that eligibility as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
And oh goodness. Yeah. So I think he has just all the upside in the world. So the depth, I know you're excited about. I have, production concerns, at least from experience. But definitely they have talent, they have speed, they have some size. So all those all those checklist boxes you're trying to check off, they have them. It's just a matter of, can they get out in the field and actually produce?
Sure. Yeah. Cameron Perry is a name to kind of keep in mind too. If they don't redshirt him, he's a pure speed guy in the slot. Flipped from Central Michigan, I want to say, really late in the process. Not anybody that was super involved throughout the entire recruiting process, but Cameron Perry, small speed guy in the slot as well. Omar Cooper is a pure athlete. I mean, the dude, you watch the basketball highlights through their tournament run at Lawrence North. I mean, everybody can watch his football highlights. The football highlights are incredible, high pointing the ball and incredible spots. I'm pretty sure he made Monday Night Football a couple of times. That you got mossed at least one time. But yeah, you want to talk about the guys that have been here. Javon Swinton, I think, is a good depth piece, good experience. Got to keep him healthy. And then I think he had a little bit of trouble holding onto the ball last year. So hopefully he can shake that and get back into that. Now, again, how much of this with Malachi Holt-Bennett, Javon Swinton, Jacques Smith, how much of that can we put on to quarterback play and offensive coordinator calls? I would assume quite a bit, as you're shaking your head. Yes. So David Baker, also a name to keep an eye on. He's been shaking off a couple injuries throughout his career. Redshirt sophomore out of trying to think where he went to school. Did he go to Indianapolis? Was he Burbuff? Seth, I think. Cecina, out of Cecina in Indianapolis. Yep. So David Baker, also another guy to keep an eye on, has been pretty impressive in spring from what I've read and seen on tape. So speaking of impressive, Seth, did you see the Shaun Shivers run?
All right. I have a question, is if it's Shivers or Shivers, because
Shivers, I believe. I just ruined your joke. I ruined your joke. Okay, do it again. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Because his shake and bake gave me shivers.
Oh, there Jesus. It is.
Yeah, thanks.
Let me step all over it again.
So I professed to being high on Josh Sanguinetti last year a couple different times. Thought he had some really nice plays. Not necessarily the most consistent player on the team, but had some flashes. His ankles and his knee got snapped on that cutback in the hole. He read it perfectly, exactly what you want a safety to do, filling the hole. And Shivers did an inside out move, cut back left, and Sanguinetti's entire, I think it was his left leg, just collapsed.
He's not hurt. He's not hurt,
Well,
just so everybody's aware. I will
do yourself a favor, watch that.
I'm
play
retweeting it right now. Retweeting the video right now.
Goodness.
And the speed, the breakaway speed at the end. I mean, he's a bowling ball. We've called him that 1,000 times.
I don't want to say he was pulling away from Jalen Williams, but Jalen didn't have a shot.
No, Jalen's fast too.
Yeah,
really fast. And it was nice to see Dexter Williams following him down the field, sprinting all the way down. That's good to see that his leg is back and fully healthy. But before we talk about Dexter Williams, let's continue talking about some of the running backs that are in contention. Josh Henderson making some pretty big waves in the spring as well. A good, dependable guy, transfer from North Carolina. Not somebody, to be totally honest with you, that I thought we were going to see very much, but making some pretty big moves. I don't know much about him. I mean, outside of what we talked about, I don't remember when the pod was, but if you can go back and find the transfer pod, we got into that pretty well. There's a name that we may have left off of our depth chart that I didn't want to say I just remembered, but I think we need to talk about him, especially without Brandon here.
Boy.
Is David Ellis.
Yep.
I think we'll see him all over the field.
Yeah. And then the only thing I think he's guaranteed a spot on is essentially returning.
Guaranteed. Yes. Yeah. I think you'll see him a lot in
special packages
where we run jet sweeps or, jet sweep swings, things like that. You'll see a lot of David Ellis. Another guy I think you'll see a lot of, another guy that's really big in the spring, Jalen Lucas, the true freshman, I want to say Tulane flip. Was he Tulane flip?
I think that's what you told me in text, at least. I don't go truthing or,
I can't remember. He's from Louisiana, I believe. If anybody can prove me wrong, that'd be fine, which I'm normally wrong. No, he's from Louisiana. I can't remember who we flipped him from, but a smaller school, tons of speed, really athletic. Really excited to see him play a lot. So do you have anything else you want to add to one thing we can add actually real quick? And this is some news that we probably should have talked about earlier. IU did get a preferred walk-on commit from a New York running back, Declan McMahon. And if that last name sounds familiar, just take a guess at which one it is. It is Shane McMahon's son. So we may have Vince and Shane in the building at some point during the season over the next few years. So Declan McMahon joining the running back room, Shane and Vince's grandson and Shane's son. So welcome to IU.
So that makes Declan him Triple H's nephew.
If they're really married, or if it's are they really married?
I think so.
It's real to me, damn it. But yes, that is not fake news. That is not sports entertainment. That is a real commit.
Yeah. So I just have one thing to say about Jalen Lucas.
Sure.
Again, we mentioned the special packages for David Ellis. Dude, scrap that. Send them all to Jalen Lucas. I've seen maybe 5 plays that you've sent me from spring ball or just I think maybe in random senior year highlights. Let the speed go. Put it out there.
I can't remember who the quote was from, but somebody called him maybe the most athletic player in the entire class. So not in our class, in the entire 2022 class. So we'll see how that goes. It would be nice to have a dynamic player. I can't remember the last time we've really had somebody like that. Tevin Coleman was dynamic, obviously, but outside of him, I can't remember of like a scat, but maybe Marcus Thigpen, but I'm thinking Marcus Thigpen on a much bigger scale. So that's it for the running back room. Now let's talk about what I thought was going to be a pretty sure shot for Baz to walk right into the room and take the spot. But Seth, have you listened to Walt Bell's press conference?
I haven't, but if I know offensive coordinator spring speak, it went something like this. Well, every guy's coming along. They're doing pretty well. They all have a little bit of something they contribute to this team. So depending on health and really how things improve, and I really want to see some steady progress and consistency and good decision making. I think a lot of guys bring that to the table.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much spot on. He went through every single quarterback, started with Jack, talking about how he's a good leader. He's got a good grasp on the offense, good footwork. And then he went on, and this is the part. Now, no offense to Jack
always
Tuttle,
favors the incumbent. Forgot that part. Yeah,
no
always
favors to Jack here, but he went on to talk about Connor Bazelak, about how he needs to work on a couple things, on his timing, on his footwork, on where he needs to be,
consistency, decision making,
as well,
making the right reads.
And then he did give a lot of, and I'm a big Dexter Williams guy, so if Dexter Williams comes in and takes the starting spot, it'd be a huge upset. But I'd love to see what he can do.
Like I said, everybody brings a little something to the table. He has some speed, some athleticism.
He has a huge arm. He's got the huge arm.
Upside potentials off the charts.
That's what that is. And then Donovan McCulley brings what? He brings everything to the table. Big arm,
he's the whole
athletic.
package. He's the whole package. You just want to see some consistency out of him. Really going through the progression through the reads.
Yeah, and he actually changed his number. No more number 0 for DMAC. Number 1. So, a couple things real quick before I forget. Back to the running back room. Don't forget about Trent Howland and David Hallwell as well, the 2 freshmen from last year. Both redshirt freshmen, both big backs, 6', 205 and 6'3", 235 for Trent Howland. So a lot of good things coming out of spring ball about those 2 as well. Hopefully for David Holloman's sake, we don't spell Indiana wrong on his jersey next year. That will keep him out of memes and off of Barstool's Instagram account. So cool. So there we go. That pretty much wraps up the offense. Was there anybody else that you wanted to talk about? I'm just going to try to do a quick look through to see if we didn't talk about anybody in particular.
Baz has to win that starting spot, right?
Yeah, you would think it's, I don't want to say scary. Huge Jack Tuttle fan. Tuttle time is fine. I would like to, you can go back and watch what he did at Wisconsin. Was it great? No, but they won at Wisconsin with him. He finished off the game against Maryland. Like, he would have beat Purdue like that. It's just all about play calling, protection. And neither one of those were up to par last year. So we'll see how that goes. But yes, I would assume Connor did not transfer here to sit after 3 years in the SEC.
What's the opposite of sitting?
Standing.
Damn it.
Okay. I was like, wait a minute, where is he going?
No, you're right. You're definitely right.
Oh, were you going? What? Okay. I guess he's trying to get me to transfer into the promo. And who we're sponsored by. So when you stand, that's how you begin running, is by standing up. There we go. A quick word from our sponsor, Monon Track Club. This one is an absolute disaster. This entire pod so far.
I can't produce, and it just doesn't work.
I get it. You also shouldn't cut off the sponsor either. But MTC is Indiana's running brand, built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop their gear, from shirts to hoodies to koozies. And their club runs are getting big, guys. So join it while you can. As a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout. That's LEO10 at checkout. I don't think I've ever given the website, www.morontrackclub.com. It is in the show notes. But if you're too lazy, you can just type in Monon Track Club into the Google, whatever. Back to the show. We have 0 Brandos Randos because he's not here. So I don't know if Seth got anything left in his sack. Seth, what do you got?
I got 2 quick things.
Nice.
Number 1, you said the Monon Track Club was getting bigger. You're absolutely right. It is. It's not just getting bigger in group size. It is getting taller Apparently, there's a former Purdue basketball player who has showed up a couple times. So if you think you can outrun a Division I basketball player,
Is it a Brandon? Is that his name? What's his name?
No, it's I don't know if we're allowed to give that away, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a Brandon.
Okay.
But it's one of those type of names. Those very common. And then the other thing is, speaking of Mount On Track Club again, I think we owe a congratulations to
the owner and founder. Yes, that's correct. He got engaged over the weekend. So congratulations to Garrett. And Kelly. And Kelly, yes, as well. I don't think she listens.
In a rainy San Diego.
Yeah, so which does not happen. So I don't know what that means about your engagement, but I can't imagine that it means anything bad. So there we go. Cool. Congratulations again, Garrett. So Seth, let's get into your sack here and see what you got.
You just got into my sack. It's all over you. It's all over.
Huh?
I got nothing, man. That's it.
That was my sack. 2 things.
That was it. They're both
okay.
Yeah. No? You hate me. Okay.
Can you put your bias to the side?
Yeah.
Let's go position by position.
Oh boy.
And let's compare what you think. Just yes or no. Is IU better at this position than Purdue?
Okay.
Bias aside. We'll start with what I think is the definite answer of no, quarterback.
Is Purdue better or is IU better?
Is IU better? Is that yes or no?
No.
Purdue. Okay.
No, not even close.
Running back.
Yes. No. I'd say it's equal, but leaning towards IU slightly.
Okay. Who's the running back at Purdue? Is it the
King
4-star
Daru
kid that's never
or
really
Samson James?
Okay, Samson James. That's right. Are they going to let him play this year?
I don't think they can force him out.
This will be an interesting question. Tight end. Because who's the tight? Is the former quarterback the starting tight end now?
Pifieri, Bilodeau. Oh goodness! I mean, we're in the same situation you are. We're replacing a good one, and we're
replacing a great.
I think we have 4 guys who could play, but I don't think any of them are going to be like Dustin Keller types or anything like that.
I legitimately think AJ Carter can have a really good career.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I'd say toss up. I'd say even, just because there's so much to be determined.
I'm going to break the wide receiver group into 2 groups. So let's say outside wide receivers, Cam Camper and Emory Simmons.
Purdue's better.
Okay. Who's coming back for Purdue? No David Bell.
We have
number 17.
Thompson.
Okay.
Yes. We have Abdul Rahman Yassin.
Okay. That's the only one
pretty
I've
good.
Heard of. Yeah.
And then we got a couple guys who are supposed to be pretty good.
I mean, ours are
haven't
unknown.
Seen them play yet.
Ours are unknown, to be totally honest. I mean, Emory Simmons didn't get a ton of run at UNC. Obviously a former IU commit out of high school, and then flipped to Penn State, and then ended up staying home in Carolina. Cam Camper, nobody knows anything about outside of spring ball. I mean, with being a junior college transfer, not highly touted out of high school, but a Texas kid, really athletic from what everybody's said, could end up being a stud, but we need to see it on the field.
But did either of them go for 200 plus yards and 3 TDs against Tennessee and single-handedly beat them? I'm not sure on those stats. I'm pretty sure they're close, though.
Who is that?
Brock Thompson.
Did he really?
On 2 broken legs. Yeah.
2 broken legs.
Well, he had 2 busted knees that had to be surgically repaired immediately after the game.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Wait, where was Milton? Where was Milton Wright and who's the other guy? David Bell.
David Bell, I think, was sitting out for pro day.
Gotcha.
And Milton Wright had injury problems off and on a little bit last year.
Gotcha.
So
Milton Wright is who I refer to as number 17. who hasn't been number 17 for 2 years, I don't think.
I think he's been 0, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One I do think that goes IU's way. I would assume
yes.
the slot wide receiver spot, DJ Matthews versus
only because Jackson Anthrop's not there anymore.
I was gonna say, I swear to God, if Jackson Anthrop was still there, I was gonna quit the pod right now. Offensive line will be interesting because I think our offensive line is decent. I'm not gonna say good. I think it's decent. We talked about this last year, or at the end of last year, maybe during the season as well, about how in 2020 they weren't that bad. But in 2021, all of a sudden the schemes change, the play calls change. There's no good, not good quarterbacks. There's no healthy quarterbacks back there. And then you throw a true freshman who was not intending to play back there and with zero run game. I think that they were just put in a tough position. I don't know. Again, without knowing Purdue's offensive line or if anybody's coming back, I would say toss up at best.
I would lean towards Purdue. We have some experienced guys. Cam Craig is pretty good. We have a couple. Hartwig in the middle is pretty good. I think he's from Zionsville. I think IU
recruited him pretty
hard. Yeah. I think Purdue has a slight edge there. I would put probably IU's at a D+, C- with potential to get up to probably a C+. And I would have Purdue's probably at a C+ with potential of being maybe a low B.
Yeah. That's the thing with IU is because
and Purdue doesn't have to block very long. That's the other thing, is our passing game is usually pretty quick.
Aiden gets rid of the ball so fast. That's the thing with IU right now, is that there's so much unknown. There's so much because we know AJ Barner, but we haven't seen AJ Barner. We know DJ Matthews, but we've seen 3 games of DJ Matthews.
But that's the fun part about this type of the year, is like where hope and optimism just spring eternal. And you're like, well, this kid is supposed to be good and we've never seen him play. And all of a sudden you get little flashes of him in the spring game and things like that. And so you get to have those little flashes of, well, I've seen him, I've seen Sean Shivers, take it 60+ yards to the house and juke a pretty decent safety in the middle of the hole. You've seen Omar Cooper, running routes and making catches. You've seen Cam Camper high pointing balls, and you have that hope where you're like, okay, if they can do this, if they can just do this against Ohio State, we might have a chance. Exactly. They're doing against 2s and 3s and scout team guys, but if they can translate this, so the first thing is being able to believe in yourself and building that confidence over the offseason, because I think that's the biggest thing that IU lost last year was confidence. You could just tell from body language, even from the play calling. We've talked about quarterback draws on 3rd and long over and over again. When you just lose confidence, that's worse than losing almost anything else when it comes to college football. So if you can rebuild that in the spring and in the summer, carry that into fall, you can really shake off a 2-10 year pretty quickly by just putting some positive outcomes on the board.
Yeah.
So I think it's exciting. It's one of those times where when you see the press guys tweeting out, a clip here, a clip there, a couple plays, and you get to have those little wow moments that kind of carry. I've complained about this a couple weeks ago, I think, where you get to, it's like, oh my God, there's nothing between now and basketball playoffs, and this is those little things that give you little pops of joy in the meantime.
It's true. There's nothing between now and watching your soccer team get relegated.
Well, except for Tiger Woods, y'all.
Oh, that's right. Tiger's back. Back. All right. Well, hey, let's wrap it up. Masters start.
Whoa, that's a good Tiger Woods segue there.
Oh yeah. Ouch. It starts tomorrow, as of day of recording. So be sure to check out the pod. It's on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. Be sure to download, follow, rate, and review on all of your platforms. Tell your friends, man, tell them to listen to this one because it was not great. And maybe it was good. I don't know. I just didn't think it was that good. A lot of info. No Brandon is usually probably not great for everybody to listen to, but we'll see. I don't know. We'll talk to you guys next.
It's not our sexiest podcast. I'll give you that.
No. I think next week we might get a little sexier. I talk a little Head Junior.
A little
A
defense.
little JH Tevis, a little B Fitz. Yeah.
Better believe I'm going to talk some Cooper Jones.
Yeah, I bet you are. All right. Well, we'll talk to you next week when we get the defense wrong. We love you guys. Elio. Oh, Brandon's
Elio.
off. Brandon's not back next week. Sorry. Say it again.
Thanks for putting up with me, Elio.
You said it twice. All right, bye.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio.
All right, great. Elio.
Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio.
Have a great day, Elio.
Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio. Oh, thank you so much. Elio.
Well, thanks so much, Elio.
Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio.
Awesome. Elio.
Elio.